Welcome to the Nexus Unloaded podcast. This is Will Crozier.
And I'm Nikki Westcombe. We are the founders of Nexus Performance. Joining us on this wild ride is our heavyweight coaching team, ready to unleash their expertise to solve any problems in your journey to getting strong and jacked.
Through our real-world experience, we hope to break things down in a digestible, applicable, and entertaining way.
So pump up the volume and let's get into this.
Yeah,
Makes
we just
life
sit in here,
easier.
talk shit, and then go like, well, I guess that'll be on the internet at some point.
Yep.
And then people go like, oh, I can't believe he said that. Or
people-
remember how you said that on the podcast? I'm like, nope. Not, I have no idea.
We're just talking shit.
Yep.
Can we swear?
Bowsers- Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Fucking oath.
All right.
Jeez.
You can't. Sorry,
Mum
Mum.
would be like, Cody.
She went, oh, Cody.
Bowser.
She'll be listening. He's getting his
Do you
shit.
want to do, you can do the intro. You can be, Mickey's off screen, but that's all right.
Sad.
Bowser's with us today. Hello, welcome. Bowser's with us today.
It's the worst intro ever. Why did I let Mickey do the intro? You meant to introduce our guest.
Oh, hello, guests. Sarah Rainbow, Cody Brown, welcome to the illustrious Gentlemen's Club.
I
I
need a
don't know, what
whiskey.
sort of intro do we need? Yeah, we do have a whiskey
Welcome to
jar,
the Nexus podcast.
but
Thanks
it's
for
got our
listening.
blood.
You know,
Thanks for
things like that.
listening.
Like,
Sarah
subscribe,
doesn't listen
whatever
to
it
us.
is.
Cody said that she does.
Yeah, Sarah does it. She was really quiet during that.
I don't listen to Eddie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't listen to much podcasts. So
What do you
whatever.
listen to when you train? Music. Yeah, but like you need to pull your mic.
Pull your mic
closer.
in. Pull your mic in. See,
There you go.
podcast noob.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there we go.
It's my first time.
She's nervous.
What do you listen to when you train?
I don't know. It changes. Some 50 Cent, usually sometimes. Yeah, I don't know.
Hardcore,
Depends.
Hardcore
Yeah,
on the streets.
pretty chill.
No Nexus Unloaded though. It doesn't hype you up enough.
Jeez,
But while you're
if somebody
training-
does, reach out because I want to congratulate you. Jesus.
We talk about the gusto a fair bit in this. We say like the gusto needs elevation,
We need a hype. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
we
a
do.
gusto?
As in like the
Gusto.
level of like,
enthusiasm.
yeah,
like,
your voice.
Just general.
You know,
like,
you don't want to be like you're reading a book.
Hi guys.
Oh,
welcome
yeah.
to
In a
the
library.
Nexus Unloaded podcast.
My name's Cody Brown.
Yeah,
This
you
is
need
Cody
some
Brown.
energy in that.
Yeah, Ovi.
Yeah, that's
Ollie.
your gusto. Hey,
Gusto. How I learn a new
Your
word.
level.
Yeah.
Sick.
Uh,
Gusto.
gusto. Cool. All right.
What have you been up to?
I've been to Bali for a month and very
Yeah.
happy to be back.
How was it?
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Living that true online coach life.
Oh,
now.
online
How many
coach.
photos of you did you take of you working at the beach and stuff?
Oh, that many. I convinced Jordan to go to Bali for a month and work remote.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that
Yeah.
before, and saying that she's like, oh, I'll do it. Like, I don't know. She would just on her holiday. I was like, fuck
Yeah.
it. Like, why not? I don't
If you
care.
can.
Like, you can work wherever you want to work. She's like,
Literally.
oh my God, this is so cool. So,
It was the best.
Did you get
Yeah.
homesick?
No. Like, probably in the first week, I was like, oh, fuck, I really am by myself here. Like,
mm.
I
Yeah,
just
but you
to-
had your little, like, Uber dude.
Yeah, I had Dickie. He's my mate there.
Yeah.
So he looked after me.
Yep.
But Dickie, bless him.
Yep.
But, yeah,
Some
at first, I was kind of just like, oh, like, kind of am by myself. And then after that, I literally Googled, is it bad that I enjoy being alone this much?
What did Google tell you?
Supposedly it's very healthy.
Ah,
Unlike I've
fantastic.
been told previously, but
Mm.
no.
Yeah, find yourself.
Yeah, it
Your
was just
sense
like,
of
it was
self.
just nice to be away. And like, I kind of tried to do it as more of living day-to-day life in Bali and not
Mm.
tourist holiday. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
fucking
usually
loved it.
find that that's where people enjoy themselves the most when they go over there, instead of it being like, oh, let's go in the monkeys and I'm going to ride an elephant
Yep.
and like that sort of shit that you see. Which, like, don't get me wrong, if you're only there for a week or 10 days, then
That's what
fucking
you wanna
don't do
do.
that sort of shit. But
Yep.
like, if you're there for that long,
Yep.
then yeah, you want to just live your life as normal as you can to some extent. So
Yeah, it was fucking sick.
Did you train
Yeah.
over there?
I trained once,
Mm.
and then the next day a dude died in the gym,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
and then but I just think
How?
he fucking died squatting. And the worst thing, oh god, the worst thing is I literally watched. So I was in the gym training on the
You
Monday.
watched him.
No, I didn't watch him die, but I was in the gym training on the Monday benching. And then I saw this guy deadlifting. I'm like, fuck, that cunt's going to hurt himself. Like, and then I was like, maybe there's a market for like some powerlifting coaching over in Bali. I'm like,
Sure, there is.
tourists and all that. I'm like, they don't know what they're doing, but they all want
Yeah.
to train
Yeah.
Mm.
when they go there. And then I was like, oh, fuck, he's going to hurt himself. And then literally the next day, because I was like, oh, fuck, I'm really sore. So I was back on Wednesday and squat, and then he died squatting the next day.
Was it the same dude?
Same dude.
Oh, wow.
On like
Okay.
it was on like my Google, and he was squatting, and he had a dick trainers in the gym back spotting him, 220 on his back, and could
It was snap his spine.
yeah,
or
it just
something?
snapped him. And then,
Wow.
but because like Indonesia and all that, like I was reading all like the documents and shit online, and they're trying to pin the spotter for like liability for his death because she
That's
shouldn't have been
crazy.
spotting him if she couldn't have.
wasn't-
Competent.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, maybe if I had gone to the gym, I could have helped or whatever.
Aw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that'll put you
That's
off it.
gonna.
yeah, I was
that's
like, you know
gonna
what? I'm just gonna. And
just
then
live
like,
life a little bit.
yeah, and I was on an island for like 1.5 weeks that had literally nothing,
Mm.
but
Mhm.
just a lot of hills. So I was
Yeah.
just walking around and scootering
Cardio
around,
bunny.
swimming and all that, just relaxing. So I'm less of a bitch in Australia.
Zenning.
Zen, I need some zen. I think I'm still a
You
bit
need
of a
some
cut
of
though.
you need some
For
of the Sarah Rainbow's vibes.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just like, oh.
She's just sitting here like just staring into the abyss.
I was zen in Bali. Sarah FaceTimed me and she's like, you look stoned. I'm like, yeah, it's because
Are
I'm
you-
relaxed.
Are you high? She's like, no. I was like,
Well, this
are
is
you
what
sure?
relaxed, no one stressed Cody out face looks like.
Yeah, when people aren't around.
Yep. And now I'm
She's like
back and I'm
giggling,
like,
giggling on the phone. I was like, hello?
now I'm already anxious again. I'm like, oh, great.
Have you trained since being back?
Yeah, I trained yesterday and a little bit this morning as
Sore?
well. Yeah.
Love
I'm
that.
just like getting back in training now. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so weak.
Yeah. It's
Fuck.
pretty normal.
I know. I'm just want to keep on like, imagine if it was my clients. What do you say to them?
Yes.
I'm like, remember when I was strong at Pro Raw?
A little time.
I know. I'm
You
like,
know.
oh God.
It'll be fine.
You'll be right.
I've got 6 months.
Yeah, I know. I'm just stressed. Just stress. But it's fine. It's fine.
Usually only takes in my experience, like 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah.
maybe a little longer for yourself because it was like literally no training. Because usually we
Yeah.
will say just maybe twice a week, upper lower, or like a couple of movements in each one. Just try and
nothing.
keep it to something. And then I think we have a planned episode coming up on it, but like around how to not go backwards
Yeah.
essentially and not lose muscle and
Mm.
like eating adequate protein, and you do that sort of stuff to avoid muscle loss and you avoid most of the negative stuff.
Yeah.
You've also, since landing in Australia, just had the weekend away at Capo, at
Yep.
Capo Nationals.
Yep.
One of my old clients and good friends, Bowden, was running that, the
Yeah.
618. How was it?
It was really good, like really well run comp. Like I
It's
pretty
like
much
4 days.
4 days.
4 days?
4
Good
days.
We had a few clients in it, and I was like watching it on live stream. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, like it was like surprisingly, like my client, she was competing in juniors, and like on the junior and teen day, and with the bench only, and like it was a really well run comp. Like it didn't go too long. Like kickoff time was 12, which
Yep.
was interesting.
Yep.
But it was like 12. But I think we're all
I
done
kind
by
of like that though.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think
later
one.
start.
I think one of the days was Bowser's caught up.
Bowser.
He's got my head. Come here, buddy. Come here. He's coming in frame. He said, "Everyone, look how big I am from last time you saw me." Yeah, there was one of the days though that was a long late night.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure if that was caught up the whole, like because of the later start, or if people wanted a later night comp, or how that all
Yeah.
kind of came together.
But no, it was really really well run. Like it was a cool venue that they did it in. I hear it was the same place they did it last year. But
Okay.
yeah, it was sick. Client 1 junior national champion, 5 national records.
What's the name? Shout out.
Lauren.
Oh, going to be
Shout out,
famous now
Loz.
on this podcast.
Lauren,
Yeah.
yeah, famous Lauren. So yeah, she broke all her own records again,
Yeah.
and is literally on the cusp now, like of getting all the world records as well.
Love that.
So
Yeah.
That's
she's
awesome.
sick.
Speaking of records, we actually didn't really give much of an introduction to either of these.
Nah, well, we assume people know you a little bit.
Sarah Rainbow and her friend Cody.
It's just like Will Crozier and that chick that follows him around and bosses everyone what to do. That's
I'm
me.
that for Sarah.
Yeah. So
We go
So-
all right ourselves though.
So give us an introduction as to who both of you were. Are.
I'm different
okay.
now.
I have to come back. You don't identify that.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
I don't identify as Cody
No.
Brown. So Sarah Rainbow.
Yeah, get Sarah to speak.
I'm just
Get
Sarah
Sarah
Rainbow.
to speak. Give us, I guess, because you've been powerlifting for a really long time. I believe you were back like IPF days and stuff like that.
Oh, Mickey.
Yes.
We're good. Camera. If the camera blocks out, the camera fucks off. It's
Mhm.
just sorry to the listen. Sorry to those watching the YouTube. It's fucked.
Yeah.
But Sarah, give us your history of powerlifting, where you started, and obviously now your accomplishments, which for many men in the room,
Bowser.
it's a
pretty
little
strong.
ego shattering for those listening. So give us a recap.
So I first did this comp in the end of, which was pretty powerful. Back then there was flights.
I
There's
remember that comp. Such a
yeah.
good comp. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it's like 3 days now.
Yeah,
When
it's
is that?
long.
It was like December 2014.
I don't think it's 3 days though.
Used to be of World, I think.
Yeah. This is
that
before
was
my
at
time.
that was at
that was in
PTC
Worlds.
when it was PTC
Oh, was it?
originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
PTC
yeah,
Brisbane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
I think I squatted 100 and I benched 95.
Not bad. Good ratio.
Yeah, clearly I didn't like squats then. I still
one
don't
trick
now.
pony.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I had. And then I went to IPF after that. I think I did maybe 2 years in IPF. And then I just didn't really like it.
Different vibe.
Yeah,
Different vibe.
because I was
We'll say that.
caught in the middle of training with people that competed GPC and then training with people that were IPF. So I saw both worlds, and I was like, well, I kind of like GPC.
Yeah.
Like it was the
People are a bit more fun.
Yeah, like went to GPC Nationals in like it was in Surfers in like 2016 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like
The
this
really
is-
long one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, this is cool. Like
Yeah.
there was music playing. I was like, oh, I didn't know you were allowed to have music playing.
You're allowed to have fun? What?
Yeah. I was
You're
like,
allowed
everyone's
to cheer on
laughing.
your competitor.
Yeah, you're allowed to clap. I was like,
We'll just talk about where
You're coaching.
yes.
That's what we're talking
yeah,
about. So
coaching.
So coaching, you've just gotten into in the last few months.
I love that you're just like trying to seamlessly flow this through together.
Yeah, what else? What else am I going to do?
Segue.
Segue.
Nah.
For those listening, we're having a lot of technical difficulties with the podcast episode today.
Yeah, it doesn't want to record. It's
Yeah,
all good. It's all good. We'll continue. So we were just
discussing
talking
your
about your coaching and stepping into coaching
Mhm.
and how that sort of happened. So if you want to give us a quick recap on that.
yeah, I've always like toyed with the idea, and like Cody knows how many times I've gone backwards and forwards because she's sick of hearing it now.
4 years worth. But
Um,
anyway.
But yeah, it's just like I've always liked the idea of it, but also have always held back because obviously I love powerlifting and I don't want that to interfere with my own training.
Mm. Do you feel like it has? So, I mean, you're only like a couple of months into it, but do you
Yeah.
feel like there has
No.
been any
No, well,
impacts on it?
no, it hasn't. I haven't pushed it either, so it's kind of just been like a slow build, which has kind of been nice too. Like I've only had to juggle like 2 or 3 people,
Mhm.
but it's been good too because it's given me like the confidence that I didn't have.
Yeah. What have you
Yeah.
found the most challenging aspect of it? Because I feel like from your own experiences in powerlifting, your own training, like you know how to get strong, and really you only have. The thing that they don't tell you is that like because when you're getting into it, you feel like you have to be like PhD, know everything about hypertrophy and how it happens and how to get strong and all the biochemistry behind it. Really, it isn't like that in the slightest. And all you need to be is like a high school teacher and just kind of read the next chapter. Like you only just need to be like one page ahead of the students type thing.
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing was just actually having like the confidence in myself that what I was prescribing is actually gonna have some benefit.
Yeah.
But then each week kind of like unfolds and you can see the benefit from whatever it was, and I'm like, well, actually, maybe I do fucking know something that and I'm like, oh, look at me go.
It's like imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like everyone deals with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the guys that I work with, like he's like 3 months now. I don't know. He's been for a while, and it's like I was watching him squat yesterday, and I was like, it's almost like polar opposite to when he first started,
Mm.
like but for the best. So I'm like, well, maybe I do know what I'm talking about. Like,
I think one of the things as well, like as a coach, being able to put yourself in the shoes of the people that are
Mhm.
that you're working with. You know what I mean? Like we were saying before, your first comps were like 2014. So you've been doing this for a long time. You understand though you've been doing, competitive lifting for a long time, you understand those sort of initial fears of stepping underneath the barbell and how that feels. And so being able to relate to some of those fears and that uncertainty is one of the skills that you can't teach a lot of people. You know what
Yeah,
I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah,
So
you can learn about how much volume and what intensity and specificity and these things a little bit more, and you get better at it with experience as well. But the people side of it and walking the walk, being able to teach people, oh, this is going to happen at comp, and then you're probably going to feel like this after comp,
Yeah.
and then or even things like getting bicep type pain from low bar squatting. Like it's not an obvious thing before you do it, where you're like, that's going to happen from it. Whereas once you've learned it a few times, you're like, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
I know
sure.
how to manage that.
Yeah.
I
So
know
there's
the
a lot
discomfort.
that comes from experience.
Yeah, but it's cool. Just like slowly working towards it.
You had any troubles with it? Any problems you've ran into, whether it's a people issue or whether it's a program issue or a
Not
technique
yet,
issue?
but like touch wood.
No,
I'm
no.
sure it's to come.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'm sure there's always weird things that people have that go wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little bit
Yeah.
unique,
Yeah.
but at least you have lots of people around you.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
can help. So,
I'm fortunate that I have a lot of people that I can lean on if I need. So it's just cool.
yeah, where do you want it to go? What do you see that turning into? Is that a full-time job aspect in the future, or is it?
Definitely
Okay.
definitely something full time. Like I just think it's such like a rewarding job to have, like, being able to help people be their best version of themselves, and or whatever it is that their goals are to achieve. Like not necessarily does powerlifting, but getting someone to be able to move pain free is like pretty cool too.
Just
Yeah.
having
So-
someone be confident stepping into the gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Or
too.
stepping onto the platform
exactly.
for the first time. Those sorts of things. Like
Yeah.
you can never undo that sort of feeling for someone, that confidence.
Yeah.
Like, and that's one of the reasons why we all get into it in the first place, right? Is just to help other people. And then, if you can pay some of the bills as a result of that, then, that's just a little bit of an added bonus sort of thing, but it's not necessarily the driving factor behind why you got into it.
Yeah,
you
no,
know what I
definitely
mean?
not. Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's go back a little bit into both of you and your like competitive side. Because you guys have been training together now for, you've mentioned 4 years.
It must be now.
So, Sarah,
Besties.
what's it like training with probably one of the biggest gym pests?
She hasn't put a ring on it yet.
I think like the first year was her just convincing that we were friends.
I forced my
She
friendship.
forced it.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's definitely been a lot quiet since she's been in Bali. So
Yes.
They all missed me, I hear.
yeah.
Well, I feel like any room without Cody in it is a much quieter room.
was
She
the-
sat very silently there for about 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was like,
Can
I cut in?
Anxieties. What was your first comp together that you both did?
Showdown. GPC Showdown.
When was
That was pre-friends.
That was pre-friends.
That was enemies.
That
Yeah.
was
I was like,
That
who's
was
who's this
before-
blonde girl?
I was like this. Ooh. I'm like, Sarah Rainbow.
She even put a post up. I got to compete next to my idol.
Aw,
It was
that's
cute.
nice.
It's cute.
Well, I was like, I used to follow her and all. Well, she followed me first, but anyway, we won't get into those logistics.
Yep.
But
Semantics.
yeah, I think it was 2018 or 2019. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember the comp. I just
Yeah,
can't remember
and
when.
I remember you guys had a weird pose you did out the back. You're like doing your little bikini.
Now that
booty
was
pose.
States.
Oh, was it?
That was
was different.
States because I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you guys were in America or something because Nick handled me at my first comp.
Will would
That
have
was when you
been.
were competing or
Ah,
something.
okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
ages
Jeez,
ago.
longer than I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, so that was our first comp
Yeah.
together.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And then
and my
since-
first comp ever.
Since done many comps together.
Yeah, I think I've
I think
only-
you guys only compete side by side.
Yeah, we
now,
see
don't
Yeah.
you?
cute now. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's been like the last 6
Cody's
or
nipping at
7.
your heels.
I was trying until fucking pro rule this year. I'm like, all right, well,
Adios, amigo.
I'll see you on the third place podium. It's fine.
Second place. Well, no,
Not
third
this
place.
year.
Yeah, this year. Jess.
Shout out,
was up there.
Jess. Well
Yeah.
done. Fuck.
Bitch. But yeah, so give us a recap on the last couple of years where obviously, Cody, you mentioned you've started more recently to really excel into the next level of competitive lifting. from where you were a few, you know,
Yeah.
not that you were terrible at the start. I remember though when Will first started working with you, he was like, "Fucking watch this bitch," because she's going places.
Word for word.
But but
Sounds like
how have
something
the
you'd say.
last few comps side by side been?
Amazing. Like it's
Because it's like it's different now to be like she's my idol, oh my god, and yes, I'm sure you still probably have that feeling, but it's more
Yeah.
like the drive to be competitive alongside her
the
as well. Sorry,
the-
we're just speaking as if you're not in the room.
yeah, it's like
Sarah.
we're just speaking like Sarah isn't there. No, it's good because like especially like in training and all that sort of stuff. Like I hate the word accountable, but like
Mm,
it holds you to like
a
you know
higher standard.
yeah, and like me saying to Sarah like this is the compliment of total 600 kilos like
Mm,
in training because like we all know I fucking hate deadlifts. Like I just don't like them. Squats are all I really
Yes.
like, but you know like Sarah would always like be saying to me, remember like the 600 kilo total and all
Yeah.
that, and like it's good in training and then like competing it's amazing as well, but the only time like I struggle with it in competing is if like something like okay not shout out but when Sarah dropped her first deadlift at
Mm.
Pro Raw,
It's my first time.
yeah, like that like literally like
First time for everything.
that if I wasn't competing like I'd be like oh my god like all
Yeah.
this sort of stuff, but like I remember when that happened I literally had to take myself outside
Yeah.
and be like you actually can't care right now because you're
Yeah.
about to go pick up your second deadlift. So
Yeah.
that was the only time I really struggled with it.
And was that just because, like, obviously you guys have a really good friendship?
Yeah.
Like most competitive athletes, like, you know, you can be mates with someone, but like if someone drops their deadlift, you're kind of like, oh well, whatever. But like you guys are obviously really good friends.
Yeah.
That shit means a lot more to you
Yeah.
when someone else doesn't have the day that they exactly
Yeah.
anticipated.
I think
Yeah.
probably because we understand like emotionally like what the like on
The
what
other
level it
person's-
is
yeah.
and like what you know that lift potentially could have meant.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think yeah it plays a big like it's not necessarily like a negative thing but it's
No, it was just like it's a lot in like the
you
brain.
have to be selfish on the day.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
And that's what like I think it was you that said it to me like when you walked off like I wasn't we didn't even look at each other because I was like I can't like
Mm.
I just went and tapped you and then I went outside smoked
Yeah.
a vape. I yelled at someone because I was crying outside. I'll admit it, I cried. I was just stressed. I spent
it was my deadlift.
I spent that entire fucking weekend crying. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I got my trophy and she's crying. I was
crying.
like, you got one too.
Oh,
Yours is bigger than mine.
no, it's not actually this year. She's got prize money or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But no, it was just like it's like that. I guess like the emotional investment and like what Sarah's
Mm.
doing as well, which I'm
Yeah.
sure like if I was in like the same position, Sarah would be like, oh fuck, all right.
Nah, she'd be like, oh, sucker.
She'd be like, what was your third attempt again?
Like, oh,
well,
you missed
how's it for you, Sarah? Because obviously, you know, you've been at a high level for quite a while now. What drove you to get to that point and then continue to excel? Like 712 is your total?
Good memory.
Yeah, I'm on it. I didn't actually even pre-Google that. I just have a really good memory.
Yeah, that's
Um,
I'm impressed.
Don't you have the
170,
tattoo on your head
175.
somewhere?
Yeah, you're looking at my head.
Oh, do you? I can't read that. 712 and like what's your 175 bench? I know
170, not quite 170.
sorry,
Yeah.
175 is way cooler. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I know. Thank you.
When you get the 3 reds.
3 red.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 reds.
So give us a recap. What are your current numbers and like what drove you to want to get to this level of athleticism
From the 100 kilo squat days.
Yeah.
My squat is 280. I benched 170 and deadlift 262.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I honestly, it's just I just love it.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah. I don't know. Like it's
Just
I just enjoy being able to see how far I can like push myself and how
Mm.
far I can actually just take myself. Yeah, like I just like I don't like
is
to put
the
a limit on it.
competitive side of it a driving factor for you as well? Like, I mean,
Not always. Like I don't think like I just compete with myself. Like it's yeah. Like I just
you don't care about anyone else in the room or
not
what
really.
they're doing.
No.
Is there a difference
30.
now though? Is there a difference now compared from when you were like when the people were ahead of you and you were like trying to catch
Chasing
Like
them.
up and coming.
like
Um,
versus when you pass them? Because I know for me there was that little bit like
You wanted to prove yourself.
the first couple of years when it was Nathan Jones and Ricky, I was like, these motherfuckers, they're going down. I love them, but they're going
Yeah.
down. And
yeah,
then
like, yeah,
there was
like
a
in
bit of
the
that.
in the beginning, yeah, definitely. but definitely not now. Like it's just it's just
Yeah,
pushing
you get-
myself.
Once
You're
you get,
just
once you get
chasing
there,
stats.
yeah.
Yeah. Chasing stats.
We'll just seeing how far I can go.
Have
Yeah.
you thought about
Yeah.
going overseas, trying to like compete against some of their?
Yeah, I have. It's just getting the right timing and all that sort of
It is.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
it's a difficult process for sure.
Assuming
'Cause I-
Ghost Clash was on an invite list for you as well.
Yeah, it
There's
was.
a few people going to that.
It's just like because I work full time too, so like that's always been a bit hard to juggle.
Yeah.
But obviously with coaching and stuff, that'll make that life a little bit easier.
Mm.
Yep.
But yeah, maybe like later on next year, America would be on the like. I definitely have always wanted to compete in America, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Who are the
just-
big names in your weight class over there? Like above you on the world's ranking, even if it's not America.
No
Oh.
one.
I'm assuming it's America.
No one.
I'm not sure my weight class, but like overall, there's like Hunter.
That's who I was thinking.
currently competing.
Kirsty.
Yeah,
Kirsty.
Kirsty
Yeah.
Hawkins.
She was 75. Oh no, yeah. She was a big 75.
Yeah.
Can't. There's a couple of other girls.
Yeah.
Like Tamara Wolk. I don't know how to say
Yep.
her last name.
Yep.
Like
Good call.
they're all there. So,
So
yeah.
it'd be about going over there and competing with a few of those girls, because obviously, like Jess was nipping at your heels at the pro raw comp. So it's not that you don't have competition here
absolutely,
in Australia.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jess definitely lit a rocket up my bum.
Yeah.
Like we were pretty neck and neck.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you got like Jamie's another Jamie Morris.
Yeah,
Morris.
Morris, yeah.
Like I don't know what her total was at Pro Raw, but she's fucking come out of
yeah,
like
she's strong as fuck.
Yeah.
like she's just going from strength to strength.
What did she compete at?
Absolutely.
Under 90.
She was on under 90s.
under
Yeah.
90s. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I think
Yep.
she's doing like 260 plus deadlifts and stuff like that. Big bench. I don't know where. I know her squat's like mid twos as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
all
think
big
so.
numbers and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
not that you don't
Yeah.
have the competition in
absolutely.
Australia, but
But America, just like to compete over there is just like a little
It's a cool
bucket list.
experience.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the experience more so than the competition. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just cool to go over there.
Yeah, for sure. Cody, do you want to do anything internationally, or are you just happy?
Maybe one day, but it's never
Yeah.
been something that I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to go to America
In
and
Bali.
compete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
in
there.
Bali. I go to fucking
Yeah.
Bali again.
Yeah.
Nah,
Outsquat those Balinese.
honestly. No, it's kind of like
What's your competitive drive at like the moment?
at the moment I'm like, I'll be completely real, I'm struggling because I've hit the thing I always wanted to hit.
Yeah.
I like when I first totaled 500, I was like, fuck yeah, like I want to total 600.
Yeah.
And now I've done it.
650.
Yeah, like look, that's the logical thing, or like 625, but it's just
Yeah.
like
Start looking at single lifts. Like
Yeah.
this number and that.
yeah, like more like now I'm like more, instead of going, you know, the 650 at like pro or like next year or something like that, I'm like, okay, I really like want to get that deadlift somewhere where
Mm.
Yeah.
it's a little bit more impressive, because everyone's like, oh, they hear my squat and they hear my deadlift and they go, yeah,
Yeah.
all right. And I'm like, yeah, but I finally picked up one deadlift that prep, like leave me alone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
You
like
want to
the,
keep pushing your squat too.
yeah,
more
like I
of
want,
single.
like I've said, I wanted to take a couple things in the squat, which
Yeah.
I won't announce on here because
Don't want the pressure.
don't want the pressure. But like there's goals that I still want to hit, but like coming out of like this pro raw, like that little bit of like that competitive spark within myself, I've kind of mellowed out.
Yeah. I think a
It's-
lot of it though is like
Mm.
obviously you're going from strength to strength in your business. At the
Yeah, and
moment,
that's-
right. So it makes sense. And I know Will's even gone through this himself with
Mm.
his own competitive drive, that like when your business is something that I know you're very passionate about helping
Yeah.
other people, and it's something that you're doing quite well with. Like it makes sense that that's kind of at the forefront of your mind right
Yeah.
now, and competitions do sort of slow down a little bit.
It's kind of just like priorities, like between pro raw, like last year and this year, a lot of stuff happened,
Mhm.
and I still put my comps as like my priority.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's where, because I know like if I'm going to go out there and put 250 kilos on my back, I can't give a fuck about what's going
Yeah.
on at home,
Yeah.
or what's happening in the business and all that. So I'm
Mm.
like,
There's
I-
definitely sacrifices.
yeah. And I had
Yeah.
to like switch everything off and like really put my focus for the last 2 years there. But because of that, then coming out of this pro raw, I've just gone like, oh God, like I can actually focus on like these other areas and
Mm.
things that happened and like mental side of everything. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like put my competitive edge on
Yeah.
the back burner a little bit. And
Yeah.
that's been like a whole new rediscovery of trying to find like almost like that competitive love again.
Mm.
Like that's probably what I've
Yeah.
struggled with
Making
the most.
it fun again.
Yeah, the fun, because I'm like, man, like going through like death and shit while you're in prep and then coming out of that then going, fuck yeah, like now I've got to go back to my Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Mm.
Saturday routine.
Mm.
I've just struggled with that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not often you are a podium place pro raw lifter and then have somebody that's lifting more than you in the same gym.
Yes.
Like most of the time,
No.
you're podium pro raw, you're most likely the strongest guy or girl in the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, usually.
Yep.
But you have got Sarah and Keita and a bunch of
Yeah.
other like really strong people around that I'm sure can help you bring that spark
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
like you said before, you've been training alongside each other for a while, so hopefully there's a bit of a push there to get
Yeah.
it back.
It will come back.
Mm.
It will come back when it's meant to.
I think, and that's one of the things we talked about before, like your fear of losing the love of powerlifting. Like obviously, you know, we've just talked then like Cody's taken the precedence of her business. I think that's the only time like for you, if you were to really want to excel in the business, like it's just making the sacrifices and the priorities of like, all right now I'm not going to onboard any more clients like we were talking about before we hit
Yeah.
record on this, like, you know, with our holidays and our honeymoon, like wedding and all that sort of stuff. Like Will's basically said, like, I don't really want to onboard anyone at this very moment, because my quality of life is kind of
Yeah,
the forefront
absolutely.
of my mind. So it's just like putting in the priorities of like, all right, business is something that's really important right now. And therefore like clients and stuff, my personal life, my comp prep, like, and sometimes life throws a lot of curveballs like loss, and things like that you just kind of have to roll with the punches of it. And depending on what's going on in your life, you kind of do what you can.
And it's like a balancing act as well between like, it's like I've noticed like it goes through like phases and of being like when I was like just working in a good life and just PTing everyday people
Those
and
are the
all that.
days.
Oh, yeah, fucking
You love that.
55 sessions a week. I was like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
fuck that. I do 12 now and I'm like, oh, I need to go to Bali for a month. But like going from like that cycle of being like, you know, that was where the business was at. And then like, you know, then I really grew into like my own competitive powerlifting, which then kind of pushed Unleashed to then go towards the powerlifting route. But it's kind of like, I'm in that phase now that I think a lot of coaches, and like I've seen like everyone go through there where they go, okay, they kind of could put being the athlete on hold for a little bit and then focus on being the coach. And then it's just a cycle.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm in that cycle a little bit now.
Yeah. We've been in that cycle for a
Yeah.
while.
Of like, okay, like I know what I've done is cool and I know I've still got a lot left in me, but right now I'm just focusing on making sure fucking Lauren benches 105. Like,
yeah, 100%.
It's just like the cycle.
Yes, yeah. And that's like we were saying, Will's been going through that phase a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I know you wanted to do GPC Nationals this year after Pro Raw. You're like, I want to compete again.
Especially in Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'm from that area, like I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But it's just, we had like other things come up in business that like Zach leaving that made it kind of like that made it kind of, oh crap, now we have to deal with this. We have a few new services launching, so we're like, okay, focus on that. And training got left behind.
Yeah.
I think you needed the momentum flowing straight out from that comp to get you into this next one. And that first month or so post comp, you just didn't quite have the momentum behind you that would make you feel.
Well, to be completely honest, anybody who listens to this knows that the whole prep was a bit.
Pro Raw prep?
Yeah,
that was fucking strung together for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was one thing that you said you didn't want to do for the next one.
Yeah,
You're like, I want to have a bit of momentum behind you.
It happens.
Like how did you feel coming out of Pro Raw?
We got sick for like 6 weeks after.
Yeah, that was one of the flus we've had this year.
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking party. Did we get
wish we had
this
a cool
year?
story.
Wish you had a cool story or an excuse for it.
Yeah.
Well, what's the next goal then? What's coming up?
So doing Nightmare in October.
Mm-hmm.
So just cruising
So
to that.
Bit of money comp finally for that.
Yeah, which is cool. It's exciting. Makes it exciting.
Imagine winning like a big chunk of money.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. How much? What's the prize pool for that?
It's like 80 grand between the men and female.
So for you, if you have the day that you want and you win it,
so overall is 25 grand.
Not bad.
Going to America.
It's a
Gross
car.
clash.
Yeah,
there we go.
There it is. There
You
it
can
is.
shout
Watch
me as
out.
well.
Just don't even work.
This means I don't have to work for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, I wish.
Just trying to figure out that math.
Yeah, if you live on the street.
Yeah. In Bali though,
Will's nipples hanging out.
the other
That's
one's
all right.
um, well, yeah, well, like your intentions are Ghost Clash next year as well. I know
Fuck
there's
yeah.
a few athletes and stuff like that from Australia that are heading over to it.
Yeah.
So I tried to convince Keita. I was like, you should do it. She's like, cashola. Like, it's one of those things. It's expensive to go over
Yeah.
there.
She's
Flights
already
are
had her
cheap.
money. She already won whatever it was, 15
Well,
grand or whatever
is she
it was.
doing the same one, the Nightmare?
Yep.
Yes, yeah. Head to head. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Dots.
Different, very different. It's a dots. It's a dots thing, isn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah. Do you have any numbers in mind? Like any, I guess the 175.
Apparently.
Are you doing
I
175?
guess.
What? No, you're not.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
the bench. Sorry, I'm like 170. I'm thinking like 75 kilo body weight.
What?
Jesus.
Sounds like I'm all right.
I know
Blow in
you've
the
been
wind, I blow out the
dieting.
door.
I know you've been dieting.
Not that hard.
Imagine. I'd be like this.
We wouldn't be friends. I'd be so hungry.
Yeah, no, I would have
Jesus.
dumped you.
Yes, numbers 175 bench.
Look,
Are you going to announce
because I have been dieting, like I haven't really had too much thought on my bench.
Yeah.
Like I'm just happy with what is there.
Mm.
Yep.
Like I'd be happy to hit like 165, 170-ish.
Yeah. So sort of same
Add a lighter body
numbers
weight.
as pro raw at a lighter body weight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like 15, 16 kilos down from pro raw. So
Mhm.
it's a fair old chunk.
Yes.
How have you managed
It's
that?
a large percentage of
Has that
body
been
weight.
fun?
It's not been too it's not been too bad.
I love that you look at Cody, but she's not been around you for the last month to really tell you how it's been.
No, she saw me at the hungriest point. I think I was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you weren't bad.
Like to be honest,
The
I
nationals
still,
dieting, you were more of a
yeah, I still eat a lot of food, so I shouldn't really complain. Like I think
Yeah.
the lowest my calories got to was like 2,800 or something.
Yeah. Oh.
like that. That's my peak surplus.
Yeah.
Cody's put on 18 kilos
Yeah.
of pro raw prep
Yeah.
amount of food.
Yeah, the calories
You can
don't
get a
explain
lot
it.
of food volume in on 2,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just whether or not you're being wise with your choices to accommodate hunger. But I mean, if you're used to eating, 3,500, 4,000 or whatever you eat in a day,
Exactly, yeah.
then
People
you
say
know,
that shit all the time. They're like, oh, 3,000, that's not even anything. You're not even hungry. Like, I don't eat that. And then, but it's all about relative to where
Where
you're
you
used
are
to.
at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you adapt and get used to it. So that's
Mm.
what other people diet on or gain on is you can't compare.
So what's your weight at the moment? What are you hoping to sort of sit at for the rest of this comp?
I'm sitting at like 89 and a bit at the moment.
I know it would normally be rude to ask someone what their weight is, but
it's
we're in a
fine,
weight class
whatever.
sport here,
It's fine,
people.
yeah. And then I'm slowly like reversing, like maintaining that at the moment.
Yeah.
I have been for like the last 6 weeks maybe.
Mhm. You want to sort of hover around there for the rest of...
Yeah, look, to be honest, I don't really know. Gus just
Yeah.
tells me what to do and I
Okay.
just eat it. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm just
Here is
guessing.
food.
I'm just
Yes.
guessing that we'll probably get to like 92-ish,
Mhm.
93, around that weight.
Yep.
And then see.
And then put up the same total,
Yeah,
ideally.
If
hopefully.
not more.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That's
See how
the
that goes.
And what about yourself,
100.
Cody?
What
What's the goal?
What's my body weight? No.
Yeah.
What's the goal?
Well, you said I overheard you saying you lost weight over in Bali.
Yeah, I lost 3 kilos. Didn't get
Lost.
Bali belly once, so that's pretty good.
Yep.
I ate a lot of rice
health.
and meat. Yeah, health. It's all the walking everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was going
The
to say.
heart
that
health is
movement.
up for sure.
Yeah. Cardio queen over here.
Honestly, cardio queen. My calves have come in.
She's gonna come. She's come back, and Cody's hitting, giving everyone hit sessions.
Yeah,
and-
literally. Like, come on, guys. What was the question? What am I doing?
Yeah, what's
Yes.
your goals? What's next?
Well, next will be pro raw. Like, I've thought of doing maybe another little comp at the end of the year just to kind of
Get the skill of competing back.
yeah, the momentum, like just
Mojo.
like that little bit of mojo, which it worked well last year because that's why I did Grand Slam last year for the momentum
Yes.
going into pro raw,
Yeah.
and it worked well. So I
Mhm.
might look at doing that again this year.
Yeah.
So that would just be
A fun comp.
a fun comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which is good.
Yeah.
A fun comp won't go too crazy, but still,
I
try
think
to
that
tick a couple boxes.
that's what I was trying to get Will to do.
Yeah, just
It's
something.
a fun comp. That's what, like maybe a deadlift only or something
I'll be
like
right.
that. You could do that. Doesn't Capo do the big one with the fireworks and stuff?
Yeah,
like
one of
that?
those ones, or like I've just got to look at like the calendar because I was looking at maybe doing like a capo one or something like that
Mm.
because I'm like, oh, it might be worth trying out something else,
Mhm.
see if like a different environment works or something
Yeah.
like that. But I've got a couple clients that want to do a capo one, and I'm like, I'm not handling 3 people
Yeah,
while
and
also trying to
competing.
compete as well
Yeah.
because I decided I wanted to do it last minute.
Yeah.
That's not fair on them.
I know that's what Will was
Yeah.
like a little bit coming into like Pro Raw. He's like, I really want to try and focus on my competition, but as a
It's
coach, it's
hard.
really hard.
Yeah.
Like even like
No,
for
there is
your
ways.
comp, you know, I'm like, hey, Will's going to be there to like
Yeah.
wrap your knees and stuff, and he's sitting at home. And he's like, I want to be there for the deadlifts.
I'm probably the most
Like,
chilled person to handle
driving
though because I'm
home,
like, you just wrap my knees 5 times and I'm done. Like that's all.
Yes.
I'm good.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
can.
like-
It's definitely possible. It's just prior planning.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because I made that mistake in Pro Raw 10 of just trying to take it all on and compete.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't work out
I
too
think you
well
had
for me.
10 girls the day before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like Keita and Kate going head to head
Oh,
in the battle
yep.
for first and second place. And Will's like trying to coach both of them. And Bowser, come here, buddy.
But then, but then I just said, hey, that was stupid. It impacted. So I just from the next year just kind of warned everybody else out. Hey, like I'll do some handling, but like not full on handling. So
Yep.
it'd be really a good idea to have your own
Handler.
like handler that you preferably a person that you train with that knows how to do your bench handouts and to do all
Yep.
that other crap, and then can mostly do the hands-on stuff, and then I can just be there for decisions. Or
I guess
Yeah.
that's one of the cons when your training partner is also the
Yeah,
person
it's
that
fucking
you...
annoying. I was like, damn it.
help out.
I got
Yeah.
someone at Pro Raw this year because that's when you were dropping Will back home, and I
Yes.
was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "We're going through," and I was like,
Yeah,
"I think I'm gonna
this-
need to get someone to hand out my bench."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit!" And this dude, I was just like, "Oh man,"
I think
I'm
it was
like,
River, one of our
Yeah.
clients.
yeah, I was like, "Can like you hand out my bench?" And he didn't hand it out the way that I like it handed out. And I was like, "I'm just gonna yeet them out myself and
Yeah.
just go for it." I think you ran it
I'm
right.
like sprinting.
And I was like, "Thank God."
I've returned.
I don't even know how do you like a bench handouts?
I just,
I guess I
It's
do
a
it all right.
gentle. We're just a little bit more like we guide it out.
yeah,
rather
guide it.
than-
Whereas
yeah.
River was kind of like this. Boom. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fuck."
Okay.
Me rotators.
God damn
I'm
it.
like, well,
We rotate.
there goes my 2.5 kilo PB I might get.
No, we got there in the end, and I think you hit your PB, didn't you?
I hit everything I wanted to
Yeah,
hit. And
yeah.
I literally, that's the only comp that I literally sat in the lounge and cried to my mum. And I was like, I'm going to pull out. I was like, I can't do this comp.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's the only time I think I've ever been a mental head case for Will. Like-
nah, yeah.
Surely, I'm not that stressful. I'm probably in my worst phase
Far
now.
from it.
But yeah, that's the only time I've actually been like, Will, I don't know how to pull this together,
Yes.
like mentally.
And how do you guys handle each other because I'm sure you've had some of those moments and stuff like that in the gym.
Miss a
Like,
lift or
She's
whatever.
better than me
yeah,
at picking me up.
Oh, as in I pick you up better than you. Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
like,
I'm like, oh fuck, she's crying.
Hide in the corner.
if you just kept the bar closer to your shins, oh, fuck off with your fucking bars closer to your shins.
If you just-
I can't pick it up.
Just hide in the other room.
Like, oh, I gotta go.
I just walk out of the gym and everyone's like, because I'm like, all right. Yeah, as soon as like that prep, anytime there was like 200 on the bar, everyone's just like sweating. And I'm like, let's try and get it up.
Hey, put it together. I feel like
What'd
that's
you hit at
powerlifting.
I don't
You hit
know
like-
how.
you hit like 200.
27.5. That entire prep, I picked up 200 once off the floor. Don't ask me. And I opened
Yep.
on 200. And I was like, if I can't get 200 kilos off the floor for my opener, I don't deserve to be here. So,
It was Will being back in the room just
It was
in
the
time.
master plan. See,
Yeah.
Sarah, like sometimes as
gotta
as
keep
a
them
new
guessing.
coach, sometimes there are complexities that lifters just don't understand. But no, and sometimes you just hope for the best, which is more what that was.
yeah, I think I sent you my openers are like 200. You're like, oh, and I was like, 200. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You failed
but
202.5, but anyway.
I think it was one of those things though, like we know that you're a competitor.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Like if it was another athlete of Will's that had something like that.
You can be
You're a
mentally
competitor.
strong. You can
Yeah.
pull it together on the day.
I know how to switch it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And also, I can't remember exactly, but I think in that prep, like it wasn't just failed 200 because like can't do it. I think it was like there were other factors in the weeks.
There's a lot of other factors.
There was a lot of stress.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna
So
say.
like having that week off before comp and bringing that
Yeah.
fatigue down and hopefully like mitigating some of that stress can do a lot.
It just managed to come off the floor. I was
Yeah.
shook.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, my opener deadlift, I'm like, this is going to determine how I know my total's going to finish. And then when it flew up, I was just like, Leon, baby. I was like, fuck yeah. I'm like, 15 kilo jump. Let's hit a PB, 600 total. Even though I was grumpy at Will for not letting me squat 260, I'm like, yeah.
But did the squat not go according to a plan as well? Like I think it
I mean,
all-
everything went perfectly,
your
but
squats
because
you
were
wanted
perfect.
you wanted
Yeah.
more
But
out of the
because-
squat, and Will said no.
because I was like, my deadlift's not where I need to be to make up the 600 total. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, I need to get any little bit out of my my bloody squat.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't sure of bench either. I was like, oh god,
What
like,
did you squat again?
250.
Yeah.
But it was a very comfortable, very nice
Very,
250.
and so you're
Yeah,
like,
but there was a reason why
"Fuck
we
you,
didn't go
Will."
260. I
Yeah, there was
forget why.
logic. I
yes,
can't remember. I think
Will's faith in your ability to execute a deadlift more than you. Have
yeah,
faith.
honestly, because like
Definitely.
we know my ability to execute a squat's fine. Like she'll be right.
Yeah,
Then,
but it's one of those things as well. Like if the squats, like it does set you up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if there's something doesn't go so well, then it's just like, holy fuck,
it's like
we've
playing a
got
catch up.
yes,
And then have to catch up on a deadlift that I
Yeah.
haven't picked up off the floor.
I remember
Not for me.
at
Just pull for the win.
I,
That's
remember-
my tactic.
I remember at one of the comps, is it record break? Not record breakers. The one in Sydney. What was it called?
That I did.
Huh?
Breakthrough?
Breakthrough. That's
Oh,
the one.
yeah.
I know there's break in it. Breakthrough. Sorry. But you and Keita were having like a little bit of a argument about not an argument.
Oh, the attempts.
About
Attempt selection.
the third squat. She wanted more, and you're like, no, like just play sensible, pull back. We got to think for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And she ended up getting her way with that,
And
but
she smashed it too.
yeah, it worked out in her favor. And she comes off all
Pulled it out of her
smug,
ass.
like
You're like,
Still,
motherfucker.
if I can go back in time, I still would say no.
yeah. she was
I
so
stand by that
smug walking
decision.
off that platform
Yeah.
as well. She was so smug, and we was like, "Fuck you."
What's one of like the annoying things about like squat because it's like it sets like your standard for the day.
It does,
But then you
yeah.
also don't want to cook yourself too much for deadlift. So it's like I've always said of my
Yeah.
squat, I don't know what my 1RM is because I don't feel like I've ever actually gotten to like a 10 of
Yes.
going, I'm going to shit myself or die before I stop this squat. I have with the deadlift.
yes,
I
yeah.
have.
Yeah,
But
but
I-
I've failed a few squats, and I know that I absolutely feel way more cooked for bench and deadlifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
way more.
I still haven't failed a squat before, which is
Oh.
petrifying.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I'm not,
One day.
and I don't plan on it. I don't plan on it. I'll keep failing my
Will
deadlifts.
one day.
Goals.
So how do you handle Sarah when she has a bad day in the gym? Because Sarah said she's not very good at handling. Just pat her on the back and like, you're a good man.
I don't know. How do I handle you? I think I just get
What
you.
helps you? What helps you through
It also depends
a
on
bad day?
Yeah,
person.
it depends. Yeah, depends.
Like she doesn't need a lot of communication.
Yeah, you usually just leave me alone for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
like
then you
give-
come
Yell
back.
at everyone else to leave you alone as well.
You give us,
Yeah, you tell everyone to leave me alone.
Yeah,
and then
like-
I'm like, oh, okay.
that's what like my job is like get everyone to leave her alone, like make sure they don't approach her. And then I think it was like if you miss something or something like that, it's like, you know, just a little bit.
I remember you shooing someone away from me.
Yeah, I
at
was
one- I can't remember what happened, but you were like, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, I just
I'm
like, you
scared.
know, leave her. But then it's more like just like little like I think it was like a breakthrough or something like that. I just went up and like went like that or something like that, and I just walk off. Like, you know, she doesn't need a big fucking
Pep
hug
talk.
and pep talk. It's just like a little bit of like,
Yeah,
we got
you,
you.
you know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what to do. We
You're
got
allowed
you.
to have hissy fits.
Fuck
Fuck.
off.
Game
I did-
face on. Do you have hissy fits? You're not a hissy fit kind of person to me.
But I mean,
no,
Throw your belt across
You're
the
let-
room.
what I mean is you're allowed to
never.
get pissed off.
No, never.
you're allowed to like
Oh,
be
yeah.
upset.
Yes.
It's emotion.
If you do powerlifting long enough, you're going to fail lifts at
Mm.
some point in the gym, and you're definitely allowed to be pissed off.
Yeah.
With my clients, I'm always just like, emotion, get it out, however the fuck you want to, whether that's
Without ruining
Going
someone
into a
else's
room
day.
Yeah, like
and
you're not going to
yell
fail
at yourself
them.
or
yeah.
throw your belt and tell everyone about it, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, you're allowed to be pissed off for that day as long as you can come back the next day
Yeah.
and have some logic to it and have some like questioning and just
Yeah.
go like, why? Why did this potentially happen? You'll never know the reason, but why did
Yeah,
What
like
are
I
the
don't,
factors
I
that
don't
came
think
into
I'm
it?
super reactive. It's more so like just like being disappointed in myself,
Yeah.
and then like I pretty much just logically think like, why
Where did it go
did
wrong?
I do
and this
something,
and-
or was it just it is what it is? Like,
Mm.
I don't think it's
Mm.
I'm definitely not reactive.
You got to like be able to like pull yourself out of it. But like I know like if I fail, like the thing I can't handle is like when people's faces like It's like the looks. And I'm like, much rather you don't make eye contact with me and everyone walk away.
yes.
And then I'm like, cool, I'll go and be like, oh, fuck
the
it.
pity
The pity
looks
look. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like they come
They're coming
over.
from a good place.
I
I'm
know,
sure,
but
I'm
I'm
sure
like,
they're not
yeah, it's
trying
like,
to piss you off.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you're like,
pat you.
it's like, oh, what's
Give
going
you a hug.
What's going
Like,
on with your
fuck off.
deadlift?
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's like, oh, do you think that came away from the shit?
At comp, I in training I don't really care, but in at comp, I hate that attitude.
Yeah.
I remember at your pro where you failed all those
Oh.
all those lifts.
Yeah,
the amount of
that's more what I was referring to.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
everybody kind of be like, oh, you'll be okay, you get the next one, and I'm like,
fuck off.
It's like, yeah, and what happens if I
I'll
don't?
try.
Fucking leave me alone.
I'm trying really hard.
I'm
It's
not
just-
trying to miss those two.
Yeah.
Well, yours was all technicality,
Yeah.
so that's a slightly different sort of story.
Yeah,
there.
it is. Yeah.
But
Well, I have failed plenty of lifts in the gym.
yes, yeah.
It's all just, you just got to be able to pick yourself back up. Like I remember like nationals, GBC nationals, probably one of my worst ones when I got done for depth on my second and third squat. And that's when I was just like, literally took myself outside. I just chilled out there. I was so pissed off and I just
Yeah,
breathed.
there's nothing you can do about
There's
it.
nothing you can do. I'm like, oh, whatever. I can argue until the cows come home, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So you just collect yourself and smash out your bench and your deadlift. And that's what I try to teach my clients as well. It's like, it's all good. Like it happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it
for
happens.
sure.
You get done for dumb shit or you make a mistake and it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
you just try and come back and as long as you don't have a hissy fit and yell at me. I've only had about one person get angry at me for it. And I'm like,
Blame you for it.
yeah. And I'm like, go for a walk and then come back and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I'm sure
It's
in
not
the moment there, it's just
it's like, that was your
hot-headed.
fault that was that attempt. Yeah, all right. I'm like,
Yeah, you know that person
Yeah,
gonna regret that or come back in 10 minutes and be like, fuck,
yeah,
sorry.
it's like, soz, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. It's cool. I'm not going to take offense to it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How competitive.
That's the stuff you have to
competing.
look forward to as a
Yeah,
coach as you
great,
go down
thanks.
it.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
wait.
we're
What
really
do you
hyping
mean you
this
didn't
up.
put 15 kilos on my bench in a 6-week prep? Well, I'm fucking sorry. You weigh 40 kilos. You might
For
want to
sure.
bench 60, but it's not there right now.
Yeah, for sure. How do you guys find the general, like, we've talked a lot about just your training environment and how you guys have pushed each other and stuff like that. But do you feel like, for those out there listening, like just having a training partner, like how do you feel like that's made your overall experience in the sport better? Like for me, like I can imagine having someone, like I know, not for me, but for Will, having a training environment where he's got like a few people around him that knows what it feels like to have heavy ass fucking weight put on your back, or, you know, the niggles and those sorts of things, like how those all sort of, you know, help him.
Someone to relate to you.
Yeah, help
Yeah.
him through your prep and stuff like that. Because, you know, you guys usually prep together and stuff. But do you feel like that's brought a new level to your own competitive edge?
I think, and like,
I think so.
like that support as well of going like, you know, you have like all these people like friends, family, partners, and all that all around you that are like, oh yeah, like we understand, and like I'm here to
Yeah.
support you and all that
your
sort of stuff.
coach as well.
Yeah, like, but no, as in the coach understands, but the friends,
Yes.
families, and like partners are all like, they think they understand, and
Yeah.
they understand to their own level, but they don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's like having other people that do what you do to the level that you do it at as well. Like,
Yeah.
when they say they understand, then they actually understand, and like you
Yeah.
find you probably lean on those people more
Yeah.
during preps than you do like your mum or your girlfriend or something
Yeah.
like
And they
that.
trust them. Like if
You
your
trust.
if
Yeah.
your mum says, yeah, you'll get that PB, it'll be
I-
fine. You'll be like, whatever.
Like,
you don't know.
It
But
doesn't
if
land
Sarah
the
has
same
that, you
way.
get that
Yeah,
PB. It's like, oh,
exactly.
thank-
And
like,
like,
if
Yeah.
you believe that, then I believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like they're the
You know?
people that you go to, and it's like it's good because like, you know, when you're in the gym and you've got like it's not a support network, it's just your people there.
Yeah.
And like they're just there trading, and you're like, fuck oath, like let's do this.
I know, like, if I were to say something to Will, it doesn't land the same way as if his, like, Matt or, like, his
Yeah.
coach or someone else says
Yeah.
it. So I'll usually, like, message Matt,
Yeah.
and then Matt will message Will, and then Will comes to me, he's like, Matt just said this. I'm like, oh,
Oh really? Wow.
that's
yeah.
a very smart man.
Yeah.
You should listen to that Matt fella.
Yeah, it's like you have like your people. Like I know we've talked about it. Like you got your people that are
Yeah.
allowed to have an opinion,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
I've
for
got
sure.
2.
These
They're
two.
the only ones that are allowed to have an opinion.
These two clowns.
Yeah. Only ones that are allowed to have an opinion. Like, but if
I
like,
just give you my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off, Mickey. You don't know what it's like.
like you would not know. But like if it was like, oh, like, you know, that like
Mm.
that looked a bit high, then I'm like, yeah, look, probably
Yeah.
was. Where someone fucking comes up out of the gym and is like this, no, that was high. I'd be like, fuck off.
Yes. Yeah.
It's usually if they're just telling you for the sake of telling you, it's like, yeah, thanks.
There's nothing worse than when you're doing a set of squats and someone that you haven't even asked to depth check is like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that wasn't good. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm going to take these wraps off and fucking strangle you. Don't talk to me about fucking that because I know they're high. I already know.
Exactly.
Especially
still
when we
learning-
out squat them too. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
If you squat more than me, you can have
I
a
might
voice.
have
You're
1%
entitled
of
to an
respect.
opinion.
a voice, not an
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
voice. Just like, hey, Cody, that's the voice I allow. You're going to say hello to me.
An insight to Cody's brain. Right
Oh, my
now.
brain's honestly fast.
This is a new one of 9 Codys.
Yeah, this is podcast personality. I've got that many personalities. Bali one was so nice.
Just go back to
Then
Bali.
you got powerlifting Cody when she's switched on. She's, really good. She can
we
do
like
cool-
that, Cody.
Yeah, she can do cool shit.
She can, yeah.
Yep.
What's your favorite Cody?
I don't
All of
even,
them.
I don't even
all
know.
of them.
The
All of
competitive
the
one.
above.
She loves them
She's
all.
staring at you like elbow in your ribs.
I don't know.
Yeah, which one do you like the most? All of them.
The Bali one. No, I'm kidding.
Bali one, I was like,
Too
this.
chill.
I was
Bali
like,
one
what's
because
up?
she's not here.
Yeah, I was too chilled in Bali. Oh,
I was kidding.
wow.
Mickey got me.
I set
Mickey
her up
got
for
me.
that.
Mickey knew where I was going.
Bali was too chill.
Yeah, too chill. I need a little bit.
Need a little bit of oomph.
Yeah, sometimes I need a little bit of chaos in my life.
Yeah.
And I had no chaos over there.
Oh, well, we're back now.
Oh, fuck.
Back
Yeah,
now,
I know.
ready for it.
Storm's about to hit.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Get me to prep.
Cool.
Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, guys. As you can tell, this podcast is just 90% shit talk.
Shit
It's how we
talking, I
do
love it.
things.
I'm sure
There's
people would love
Little
Love the
gems in
insight.
there. I think at the end of the day, as we said with all the technical issues and stuff like that we were having, it's who you guys are. It's giving you, giving you guys a voice. And thank you very much for coming on. Some insights as to where people can find you. It'll be in the show notes.
if you want
But-
coaching from Cody.
Oh,
full,
yeah. Yeah, look, I'm pretty filled up, but if you're pretty
So-
cool and I like you, then I always make spots.
maybe an exception.
I'm-
Yeah, so if you hit Cody up for coaching, she says no, she doesn't like you.
No, I just like, I'm like, if they got a cool vibe, then I'll stretch myself. to
Oh,
get to people.
jeez. you shouldn't-
Yeah, I like a really much a vibe. I'm like, yeah, I can
Yeah.
fucking magically find an extra couple of hours in the week. So,
I like
Yeah.
you.
but if
Alright.
you like, if you want to follow me, Unleashed by Cody.
And then Sarah obviously will be like, I'll pick up your scraps.
Whatever.
Is that how this works?
No.
If she's not good enough
She
for
doesn't
Cody.
like them. I won't like them.
Yes, yeah.
I'm worse than her.
It's all about how you message on the gram, Like
Yeah.
it's a vibe.
Just,
the
hey, what are
energy.
your prices? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's pretty
What are
much
your
it.
prices?
Oh, jeez, when they come straight out of the price.
What are
The
your
first
prices?
line
How much I
involves
like you
price,
again.
For sure. And then for you, Sarah, where do people find you?
Sarah_Rainbow. It's pretty easy.
Very simple.
Yep.
Very simple.
And her
Follow
business
her.
page is Rainbow Strong.
Thanks.
Rainbow Strong. Full. That's it.
Yeah, Rainbow Strong on in the gram for her coaching.
Look at you just
Are you running
plugging it. Yeah, you're
Pretty
running her
fucking-
business for her.
Been setting it up for 4 fucking years.
We'll get there.
The mastermind behind it all.
Slow
All right.
burn.
Cool.
Oh,
Thanks very much, guys. Adios.
bye, people. Make good choices.
Bye.
Actually train.
Thank you for listening to the Nexus Unloaded podcast. Be sure to jump on our website to find details on everything mentioned in the podcast today, plus information on our coaching, mentoring, and gyms based in the Gold Coast and Townsville. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram for any updates on what we are currently doing, and we'll see you all in the next episode.